gotten really lucky or really gone deep with your homework. You know, that's the song that made me want to be a musician when I was 6.
Pat Muldoon.
Well done, sir.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, how about that?
Hi,
that
everyone.
was the song right there.
That was the song. I mean, it was Herbie Hancock playing it, believe it or not. It wasn't your record. I love your recording. Yeah.
What was it about that made you go, whoa, okay?
I don't know. I mean, you know, it's like that's itch deep in your brain being scratched, and like it's magic,
yeah.
Right? I mean, like if I understood it, I wouldn't want to do it. I think, you know, like the whole thing is your whole self is changed by a bunch of sounds. And my parents listened to a lot of music, and I remember hearing a lot of music around my house and liking it, and it was fine. And then that came on, and I was different.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like, I mean, you know, I was 6 or 7 years old. It wasn't like I knew this was my path, but I just knew that I was different, and my relationship to like art and music was never the same again.
Well, it's funny, like even like as an athlete growing up, I played every sport, but something about baseball inside of me was like, it felt different, you know, the tingle you get. It's
yep.
Like the leg is just moving a little bit and shaking. You're like, I love this, you know, and like clearly I was watching you today and you're up there, and like just how you move and like the passion for your music comes out in your body expressions and how you are out there. Like for you, when music, where did that start for you, Eddie?
I mean, I started playing guitar in high school because of someone gave me a Led Zeppelin mixtape, and that was like the end of Jimmy Page was sort of everything for a few years, and then sort of classic rock, and eventually the 90s came into my life in the 90s. But yeah, I was really like one of those kids that had a different Led Zeppelin t-shirt on every day. That was me. So.
Right on. You guys, I'm so intrigued by, and we talked a little bit backstage, I just love your guys' video work. Like, you guys, forward thinking was an understatement. Like, I said very George Orwell, like seeing stuff. Because for the hit TV show that was on Netflix, this adolescent show that you've probably seen, and the one take video.
Yeah.
You guys were doing this 18, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly didn't invent single take filmmaking, but you know, it was an easy thing to stumble into as a musician because we really did not set out to make films at all. We were just like, our instincts were like, if you want to make something, you make it, and the people in the audience are over there, and that's kind of how it goes. So we're like, when it was time to film ourselves, we put the camera there and we just did the thing, you know? And that kind of evolved over the years. We were like, I mean, it took us a good 10 years to be like, oh, we can move the camera. Like, it could see different things, you know?
We could use mirrors.
Right, we can use mirrors. This is gonna get kind of abstract, and I've thought about this too much, but I realized the reason we got so into making videos is that as the world went digital and our connection to each other got mediated more and more through this little rectangular screen, the way that we, like the same instinct we had as musicians to try to touch somebody by making something that makes you feel more connected, like it didn't work digitally. Like you can make a recording and somebody put on their headphones and feel touched by it, but it doesn't have the same thing that being at this festival does, right? Like you being in an audience with a bunch of people and sharing that experience is just so different than it is to watch somebody play an acoustic guitar on YouTube, you know? And so putting your music on in that digital space just didn't do the thing. It didn't connect. Whereas making something that was specific to that space but had that sense of curiosity and wonder and kind of like human connection, that did make sense, even though it wasn't about harmony and rhythm the same way music is. And so I think we sort of stumbled into it because we were just trying to like figure out how you make music in this space.
Yeah, and then I'm curious because of like not just the one take, but it doesn't always take one take. How many times did you guys fall on a treadmill before that one nailed?
Like all the times. Yeah.
I was marveling at watching that too. As I'm just watching it, I'm like, I wonder how many times like anybody got hurt. I mean, did anybody get hurt doing that? Like, were a leg under there? A little road rash?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly that. If you're trying to figure out what to do with a nest of treadmill, like you put together your nest of treadmills and now you need to figure out how to dance on it, like the process is throw yourself in there, and 90% of the time that's an injury. The other 10% of the time is genius. Like you come up with some amazing thing, but you definitely, if your only way of figuring out is trial and error, and that's pretty much where our athletic / intellectual level lies, that there was a lot of getting chewed up in the middle.
There's a really promising idea of treadmill somersaults.
Oh, nice.
Because you can just keep going.
You just keep going, but it's tolerable for about 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's like being stuck in a dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, have you noticed that when they teach your kids to do somersaults, they put one of those mats down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those aren't on treadmills, it turns out.
That's not a real somersault. I'm gonna feel some pebbles in my back.
It's
hard ground.
super painful. But also, I think at that point we were still getting used to the idea that we were trying to make things that would take dozens of takes. So I remember thinking I was like, man, it took us 19 takes to get that. Whereas within 10 years we were that only took 123 takes. We're doing pretty well.
You mentioned it today. I love, by the way, how you connect with your audience and your fans and asking questions. And you gave Andy the shout out about being the baseball fan in the group, and you're a big Red Sox fan.
Yes, guilty.
And, we had some fun up there.
We did. I appreciate thank you for your service.
Yes, absolutely. You're very welcome. I like to say that. When people, sometimes you just got to walk around, wave to people, and say you're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. That was an emotional year. We were talking about that backstage, but just the city of Boston, I think it just spoke huge things about them. Just the fact that they rally around each other the way that we did in 2013.
Yeah.
And your experience as a fan, I knew what it was like as a player. For you as a fan going through that, what was that like? Don't bring Dempster in?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Worcester, which is like Boston, but much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Worcester.
Yeah.
Did
you say Worcester?
Well, I mean, in 2013 specifically, my brother's whole family was at the finish line of the Boston Marathon. So that season was definitely, I think what the Red Sox did for the city was amazing. My earliest baseball memory was that waking up after Game 6 of the 1986 World Series and asking my dad if they won, and he basically didn't respond to me. But I didn't really understand what being a Red Sox fan was because I was 7.
Yeah.
Until Aaron Boone, and at that point I was like a true baseball sicko. Was probably nothing more important in life at that point. Music was kind of important, but yeah.
For most of the time I've known you, music is a distant second to baseball.
Yeah.
Like making sure it's on the bus, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's great. It's the greatest game.
I would even say, to a certain degree, sports in general. We made one of our videos was used as a Super Bowl commercial. So we were allowed to go to the Super Bowl that year, and it was the Pats versus the Giants. And I was living in New York at the time, and it doesn't matter where he lives; it's always going to be about Boston.
Yeah.
And the Giants won in the last 30 seconds very dramatically. And Andy said, in the car on the way back from that, he was like, "I just wish we hadn't come." I was like, "You didn't enjoy being in the Super Bowl?" He's like, No.
All the stuff leading up, he forgot about.
It didn't matter. All of that was to go to the Super Bowl and lose was worse than never to have gone at all.
It's true. Going to the Super Bowl when your team is in it is amazing until they lose, and then you just want to leave.
Yeah.
And you can't leave because it's so crowded.
Too many people.
And
you even have a private car and it can't get out of there. And you're sitting there and you're watching all those people in Giants jerseys, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah. We don't need to get into it.
No, we won't get into it.
Yeah, this is going to ruin this whole day
let's
for
get
him
into
again.
something that's really cool. You guys have a new album, Okay Go, and the Adjacent Possible. And you see this album. This album is up for a Grammy for vinyl packaging, which is amazing. And so we're going to give everybody here, is it okay if we give them a little sneak
Sure.
inside here? There's records, and then there's records like this. This is really cool. And if we can get this right around camera so you see this. You open it up. And I mentioned the mirrors because that video, we're going to get into that in a sec, but you see how you can see different things. I mean, this is so freaking cool, man.
It was the closest we could get to a baseball.
Yeah. Half a baseball.
Yeah.
That's what I tried to throw up there. No, this is. I'm a record. My wife and I are record collectors. So this is so unique and special. the video you guys did, I believe it was in Turkey in a train station.
Budapest, yeah.
Budapest, yeah. And I'm robots, mirrors, and I watched this video and just the creativity behind that. That must have been so fun, because we talk about that all the time as a group. We try to play around and see what we can come up with, what's fun and what hits. To do something like that, so forward thinking again, and so unique, it was just mind blowing. And talk about the process. How did that even come up in discussion?
I was cleaning up my kids' toys. I have 7-year-old twins, and I was cleaning up their toys. A little mirrored book that was sitting next to a full-length mirror, and I saw the reflection of the reflection, and was reminded how when I was a kid, my parents had a closet doors that opened towards each other, and I could make the infinite tunnel. And it was just that second of being oh right, magic. The two mirrors together, something so simple makes infinity in such a beautiful way. And it's so those are kind of always the moments we're looking for creatively, is can you find that thing that's just so simple and self-evident and also infinite and magical, and so it was sort of the real idea there was could we make what are all the things we can do with mirrors? And quickly you figure out that humans can only do so much because you're too shaky, so you need a robot. And then once you've got robots and mirrors, we were kind of off to the races,
Where do you get robots from? I'm just curious. Those guys in the band that have been bothering.
Well, we got a nerd, baseball and robot nerd. We called a director friend who we knew had worked with robotics before, and he was like, "Let me hook you up with this company." There are a whole lot of wonderful roboticists out there in the world, but what's amazing about the robots in this video is that all of them, up until the last 4 robots, there are 29 robots. The first 25 of them, if they hit you, they stop. They're actually built to be safe, and that makes it really easy to make art with them. The last 4 robots, if they hit you, they don't stop, and then you're kind of finished.
Yeah.
Those are the hard ones to get a hold of.
You have to have a safe word with a robot? Mistletoe.
Yeah, you have to have a dedicated person watching with a stop button, by law.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Yeah.
And one of the things too, going back in time just a little bit, I mentioned the connection, watching the show today and watching you with your fans, and obviously your fans here that come to sit down. One of the coolest things I think I've ever heard of any band ever doing is 2010. You guys decided to tape the show with USB drives and then offer those up to the fans to buy on the way out, I believe. That's freaking cool.
Thanks.
To be able, because when we all go to a concert tonight, we're all going to have great memories, hopefully of this show, hopefully of other shows that are here tonight, and we're going to replay those in our mind. But to be able to get home that night and plug that in and just relive that moment whenever you want is pretty special. Your idea, somebody else's collectively.
I don't remember where that came from. Do you?
I don't. I don't.
I think it
Much
might
like
have
a James Bond movie, you're like that.
Yeah.
We could put our music on there right there.
I think it might have been we run our own record label because it's more convenient. We just get to do things the way we want to more. And the guy who was running our label at the time was this guy Mike Rosenthal, who always came up with really good ideas like that. I think it might have been his idea, but it was clearly one of those things where it was just oh right, if we're recording this every night anyways, it'll only take a few minutes to put it on USB drives and people can walk out the door with it.
Oh, so good. So okay, we've done USB drives, you've done kick-ass music videos, albums that are up for artistic impersonation right here for Grammys. What's next for OK Go?
We're working on new videos and new music right now. Working on a lot of educational stuff. We have a what we refer to as our educational side project. It's a bunch of teaching materials because so many teachers have approached us about using our videos in their classrooms that we have a site called okgosandbox.org. If you're a teacher, check it out. And so we're working on a bunch of new material for that so that people can teach math and physics using our videos.
Right on, man. Well, I just appreciate you guys taking the time after throwing a killer set down over there.
Thank you.
It's an absolute treat to meet you guys and spend a little time with you, and I really thank you, and good luck going forward.
Thanks
Good luck
so
with
much.
this
Appreciate
album.
it. Thank
Right
you.
here, check it out.